I think we need to take ourselves a little less seriously. I am a serial overthinker, and especially in a digital age where information is like right at our fingertips, in our pockets, it's very easy to compare ourselves to other people and feel like you're kind of behind. But I had this realization, and I was talking to my wife about it the other day, that I'm in my 20s, and when you're early in life and kind of starting out, figuring out, no, you're not going to know everything, you're not going to know exactly what you want to do, but when you're early on in life, early on in adulthood, 20s, 30s even, this is just when you start to plant the seed. This is when you just start to put things out there and see what sticks, and then over time, hopefully, whatever you put out will grow. No, not everything will grow, because not all of it is going to fall onto good soil per se, if we want to talk in an analogy like that. But just make stuff and put things out, and maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now, that thing that you've done, that you've made and created it into the world, put it into the world, might be worth something more than it was then. Some of the examples that I'm going to say will be like with, for example, investing. Everybody knows that time in the market is going to be better than timing the market, and just putting money in and investing is going to be definitely worthwhile and will definitely pay dividends in the future. Now, taking this analogy and applying it to something else that's kind of relevant to myself even, especially on this channel where I like to talk about photography, is the fact that you're going to be able to have more work to show if you are making more stuff. Idle hands, doing nothing, not making stuff, it's probably not going to really benefit you. You want to try and shift your mindset from a consuming mindset into a creating mindset. And the way that I've always tried to get myself out of a consuming mindset, if I feel like I'm in a slump, is to create what you consume. Apologies for the wind. But create what you consume. You probably know what you like. Like, you're watching YouTube, and if you're watching this channel right now, you're probably into like photography or just talking about life stuff, and just hearing thoughts about life. I don't know what even is this channel at the moment, but photography is a big theme here. I love consuming photos, so I'm going to make some photos. You can apply this to your life. If you love eating food, you're probably good at making food that other people might like. So create what you consume. It's something that I use to get myself out of slumps, as I said. And lately I've been in a bit of a slump, in that I've got mouths to feed, I've got a job to go to. Here in Australia, it's just switched over to standard time, so I've actually lost an hour of light in the afternoons. I've struggled with just the thought of that. How can I keep making videos for you guys when I don't have as much time in the afternoon to go out and film? So that was kind of today's video. I'm just going to sit the camera down and talk about something that's been on my mind. And that fact was kind of going full circle here. This is how my mind likes to work. Your 20s are when you want to start building. You're probably not going to have your end result in your 20s. Some people do. Good for them. Lucky them. But you're probably not going to have your end result or your ideal outcome or world or whatever you want when you're in your 20s. Like, that's just not probable. So whatever you do, and if you ever feel like you're lost, just make something. Make anything. Make yourself some dinner, because that could trickle into something bigger down the track. If you don't know what to do, put your efforts into something that might pay dividends later in life. And that's all I really wanted to talk about in this week's video. Apologies for the kind of off the cuff, off the script, kind of out of hand mental dump this time around, but I've made a commitment and I am going to be uploading every single week for this year. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on putting things out there. Let me know if this made any sense to you. And yeah, tune in next week for maybe a slightly more polished video. Thanks for watching. Peace.